Hi, welcome to episode 124 of the Passionate Spinner podcast. My name is Tracy. You can find me as Schnüffeltier on Ravelry and Instagram. We do have a Ravelry group, so go over and join. Thank you so much for being here. There's so many podcasts out there, and I just appreciate you watching this one. I have a lot of knitting to show this week, and I'm super happy and super proud of myself because I finished the Purple Beast and it's gorgeous. So what I'm wearing today is my freshly finished Soldotna cardigan, and I'm going to talk to you. Yeah, of course I'm going to talk to you. I'm podcasting. I'm going to tell you all there is to know about it. So for knitting in the past, I have Soldotna cardigan. The pattern was released in Line magazine, issue number 6. It looks like this. And here's the patterns that were in the pictures that were in the magazine. Oops. And here's more. So they also had an extra leaflet in here that held all the charts, because there were lots of charts for this. I mean, a lot of charts for this. I'm just so happy with this. I finished it last week on Monday. Finished the knitting. Wove in the ends on Tuesday. It still needs to be blocked, but I wanted to show it on the podcast now because I'm pretty sure this will take forever to dry because it's very thick and, you know, it has alpaca and mohair in it, and that just takes forever. So the yarn that I used is Rowan Fine Art Aran weight. I had 10 skeins. I have 1 full skein left and 2 started skeins. So I'm going to say I have maybe close to 2 skeins left. The Rowan Fine Art Aran weight is a mix of 50% wool, 20 mohair, 25 alpaca, and 5 silk. It has 170 meters per 100 gram. Oh, this is the label. This is the yarn that I used. And this is the color. The colorway, I think, is called Squirrel, which I don't really understand because I've never seen a purple squirrel, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I have to check it. So yeah, that's the yarn. Showed you the pattern. I knit the whole cardigan. Everything is done on 5mm needles. And now I'm going to show you. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to show you. So this is Soldotna. This is the front. There are pockets in here. And how you do these is quite genius. I really enjoyed making them. And you see, this is the reason why it needs to be blocked, because it pulls up, and if I block it, it will just, you know, go down and be one line and not this little swoopy thing. So yeah, this is what the fronts look like with the pockets. And there's this cable at the underarm, and you have the same cable on the sleeve itself. And now I'm gonna turn around and show you the back, because the back of the sweater, yeah, I hope you can see. The back of the sweater is just beautiful. And I mean, it has a saddle shoulder. It's just perfect. It's also very warm, and I'm gonna take it off probably because yeah, I'm sweating. It has very long sleeves, and it has these fold over cuffs, and this is, you know, intentional. That's not just because I knit those too long. This is how they're supposed to be. Now that it is done, I don't mind the color changes that much. And you can't see it unless, you know, I do something like this, where you can totally see the difference between the 2 sleeves. I mean, but yeah, it is what it is. I think it's harsher on camera than it is in real life, especially on this sleeve here. There's the line, and you know, these are just so different. But it's my own fault because I forgot that the Rowan Fine Art Aran weight is hand dyed, because normally Rowan yarns aren't hand dyed, but they have some, and I think the fine art is the one, you know. There's a fingering weight version and this Aran weight version. And I think that's the only hand-dyed yarn they have. So I just kind of, you know, ignored that and just knit the skeins as they came. And I also in the collar have quite the change, because I used a full skein up until this point, and then I used a started skein, and you know, it's a difference, but it is what it is. I'm so very happy with it. I think this is one of the most successful knits I have ever done. And I love cables, you know, I really love cables. I'm contemplating starting another cable cardigan right away, because I really want to knit the All of the Lights, I think is the name, by Joji Locatelli, and I made myself not start it before finishing So Day. But now So Day is done, so you know, I can start that cardigan now. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. It's super warm. You know, I knit size medium. According to pattern, I should have knit size large, but I used a bigger needle, a 5mm. The pattern calls for a 4.5. It also calls for Aran weight yarn. So, you know, I did the right yarn, but I went up a needle size because I'm a very tight knitter. And if I knit this yarn on a 4.5mm needle, you know, that's a US 7, it would be bulletproof. And I didn't want that. I wanted a nice and drapey cardigan. So I went with a 5mm needle and did the size medium instead. And it turned out perfect. I think this is the perfect fit. If I had made it bigger, it would be too big. But the fronts do, you know, cross over. And I bought a nice Celtic knot shawl pin at EYF that I can use to just close it and make it stay closed. So yeah. So day is done. I'm so happy. This, I mean, this was a beast. Let's not kid each other. This was a lot of work. It was a lot of concentration, and it's just, I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'm super proud of it, and I think I'm allowed to be that. So yeah. After finishing this, the other thing I have to show for knitting in a pass is, you know, kind of boring because it's just a pair of plain vanilla socks, and they usually are quite boring. So this was my EYF travel knitting. Because I need a pair of socks. I still don't really want to knit socks. It just doesn't speak to me. And I do have a leftover somewhere. Here it is. I need this pair of socks as a gift for someone's birthday. Someone who doesn't watch this podcast. It's a former colleague of mine, and she hinted that she would love a pair of socks for her birthday. So I used this yarn. It's Schelle und Stahl Fortissima Mexico. It's this super nice self-striping yarn, and I was smart enough to find the inner end and knit from the inside of the skein, because that way I just could pop it in the car, you know, in the little thingy where I have no idea what it is for, but sometimes in the car you have this little compartment thingy, and I just popped my yarn in there, and I knit a lot in the car while we were driving around Scotland, and also I knit in the airplane and at EYF itself, and then I knit the second sock after we came home. So here they are. I made them intentionally not matchy, because I finished sock number 1. I think it was that one. No, it was that one. Who cares? I finished the first sock and started the second right away. But this is what they look like. I think they're super pretty. The yarn is very fun. Tim said, "Are these for me?" I was like, no, they're a bit big for you, but I want those colorful socks as well. I'm like, okay. I'll see what I can do with the leftover, because there's not a whole lot left. But if I do contrast heels and toes, I might be able to squeeze one out, you know? So yeah, here they are, normal vanilla socks. I knit these on Knit Picks Caspian DPNs. Yeah, blah. Size US2. It's a 2.75mm needle. It's my go-to sock needle, and they will be gifted to my colleague maybe today. Her birthday is tomorrow or on Sunday. I'm not quite sure. One of those 2 days. And I might see her today. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so these will be gone. And the leftover will become a pair of socks for Tim, because he wants colorful socks as well. So that's it for knitting in the past. For knitting in the present, I have two things. One you have seen before and one you haven't. So the one you've seen before lives in my project bag from Macht. That's my friend Oshi. And I think she's going to open her online shop very soon. So I will let you know when that happens. In here is the Night Nook sweater by Stephen West. I have knit a little bit on this. This is what it looks like. I've I had finished the yoke last week and was in the body, and I knit a little bit at the body. You know, not a lot, just a bit. So this is what it looks like now. I was about here last time, so not a whole lot did happen, but you know, I'm in no rush to finish it, so I'm good. I will run out of the purple. Because of the purple, this is all I have left. I had 5 skeins to begin with, so this is going to be enough to finish the body, and the sleeves will be just in this color. There will be no stripes in the sleeves. It will be in color 2, because I have a lot of that still, you know, I have like 3 full skeins left, so, and I don't mind that. I think it's going to be beautiful either way. The only thing I'm considering doing to make it look more intentional is doing the ribbing on the body in the teal and doing the ribbing on the sleeves in the purple. Just, you know, I don't know yet. Let me know what you think about that idea. Should I just keep the body completely in purple and the sleeves completely in teal, or do contrast ribbing? Just, I'm not sure yet. And the other thing, when I came home from EYF, I was super inspired because, you know, all the knitwear, you see so much knitwear over there. And I really wanted to start something new. So I did. And I started the Soldotna Crop by Caitlin Hunter. This is what it looks like. Mine is not going to be that cropped because, you know, I just don't think that that is a good look for me. So mine is going to be a bit longer. I decided to make it as so it would cover my natural waist, and it would go probably to here. And the pattern has it, you know, if I do it what the pattern says, it would stop here, which is not a good look for me. So it will, oops, it will be a bit longer. And I'm very far on this. I'm knitting this out of Knit Picks City Tweed DK that I bought years ago at Great British Yarns because they were selling Knit Picks stuff. And I'm using 4 different colors, and I'm not gonna bother. I'm using a brown. This is color 1. I'm using this teal and these 2. So these are my 4 colors for the Soldotna Crop. And I am at the body. And I think I am at the point where it should be done according to pattern. Let's count. Yes. So this is how long it should be according to pattern. And this is just, you know, just a bit too short. It's like a bit longer bra. So I'm gonna add 3 more of these repeats to make it like that much longer, and that should be okay. So yeah, this is it. It's my first full on colorwork sweater, because the dude had colorwork in it and the Ingalls had a colorwork yoke, but this has colorwork all the way. So this is fun. I am knitting this 2-handed for the Ingalls and also for the dude. I did it with just one hand and, you know, dropped the strand, picked up the new one, dropped that, picked the old one, and so forth. And for this, I'm doing it 2-handed, which is a good thing because it goes faster. But also I realized because my right hand just usually does this, you know, just uses the needle, and now it also has to throw some yarn. I mean, my hand here, back here around my pinky really hurt because I'm tensioning the yarn that I'm holding in the right hand with my pinky. And because I need my pointer finger free for the way I knit, which is a bit weird. Maybe I will pop up a video of it sometime. And Also, my shoulders started really hurting because I'm using my right hand, like I'm really using it, which I usually don't. But yeah, now let's show you. This is what it looks like. It's gorgeous. I love the colors. And I'm also going to show you my floats because I'm really proud of them. So I'll just turn this inside out. So this is the back side, the wrong side of my knitting. And I mean, really, I'm really proud of this. And also, it's just, it goes so fast. It's color work in almost every row. You know, there are not a lot of rows where you don't have to do anything. But it's super quick. Probably because, you know, I just enjoy working on it so much. And I love how the colors come together. But it's just very quick. And I started this on Sunday. It is Friday now. And my husband left for work on Sunday. And he will be back this afternoon. And I really wanted to finish it before he arrives. I don't think I will manage because I need to do 3 more repeats of the body chart. Then there's an end chart and the ribbing. And I have to do ribbing around the sleeves. So it's not going to happen. But I will have it done before Sunday comes. So this is going to be done in just a week. But I mean, it's cropped and it doesn't have sleeves. So, you know, it's still a lot of work, but not that much work. But yeah, I love City Tweed. The City Tweed yarn by Knit Picks is amazing. The only problem is it felt like the dickens. So I have to be very careful with this. I have knit a sweater out of it before. The Carytown pullover by Annie Lupton. It is a cabled sweater. And I wore that for my first EYF 2 years ago. And I wore it in the marketplace. And you know, it's very warm in there, so I did sweat a lot. And it felt it at the underarms. So, yeah. This yarn felt like crazy. But it is very soft and super nice. So, if you need really nice yarn with a tweed look, this is it. This is amazing yarn. Good. That's it for knitting in the present. I'm working on 2 sweaters actively, and I really want to start a new one. So I brought 2 things for knitting in the future because I just want to start all the things right now. I found that I need more one-colored things for my sweaters. This is one color, which is good, but I need something that is more neutral. So I have 3 gray or 4 gray things planned that I want to make. One of those I talked about in my EYF recap video is the Geiger cardigan by Nora Gone out of this gray West wool. But that's not what I want to talk about right now. What I really want to start next is in this bag, which is by Knitting's My Bag, who's, I think, out of business. Has been for a while. I'm going to knit the Cumulus Blouse by Petite Knits. She uses 2 lace weights, one of them a mohair, held together at a loose gauge to make this nice and flowy sweater. And that's exactly what I will do as well. The first thing that I'm going to use is this cashmere yarn that I got off of eBay a while ago, like a long while ago. So I have 2 full skeins and this started skein because I also use this for my EYF project bag weaving bit. And also what I had ordered for my EYF bag was this Lana Grossa silk hair paillettes, which is, you know, little sequins. And I loved the look of that so much in the weaving that I decided to use this for this sweater. So I ordered more, and I'm going to use this yarn, which has these little sequins in it, held together with this yarn. So these 2 will make the Cumulus Blouse, and it's going to be just a gray sweater that I can wear with all the things I have made. You know, it will go with every skirt because it's gray, and gray goes with everything. So, yeah, I want to start that really soon. So this is going to happen. And also, in my new project bag that I got as a gift from Marianne, I have put together yarn for the Majestic Mountain by Stephen West. It's his new sweater pattern. It is a very similar construction to the Night Nook, but this sweater is knit out of a fingering weight yarn held together with the melted baby suri from Ching Fiber. And I decided I want to make that sweater, and I am going to make this in gray, and I'm going to make it in just one color with one contrast bit for the little colorwork detail here. Everything else is going to be in one color and one color only. And for that, I'm going to hold Drops Fabel with the Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk. So this is going to be my sweater. And for the yoke detail, I'm going to use this, which is nice, weird, nubbly stuff. It's a Lana Grossa yarn that I also had ordered for my EYF project. And I have absolutely no idea what to do with this, you know. It's a cotton yarn that I have no use for this. So I decided to use this held together with that for the ferrule, or for the colorwork bit in the pattern, so that I get rid of this. And it will be a nice contrast, and that's going to be the only contrast in the sweater. Everything else is going to be single colored gray, which is exciting. And I had bought these two yarns for something entirely different, and I'm pretty sure I will have lots left over, so I'm going to use these two to knit an Elton by Hohi Locatelli. So that I will end up, in the end of my gray phase, I will end up with two sweaters that are super different and two cardigans that are super different as well. So, you know, I have neutral things to pair with all my crazy skirts. Good. Now, I have to pull this down. Okay, that's the things for knitting in the future. First, I have no spinning, but I do have new stuff. I showed my EYF stuff in a separate video, but I also went to a local fair here and I bought things there, and also I received a new interpretations book. So I'm going to show these things now. I got interpretations book number 6. I love interpretations books. They are my absolute favorites. And I love this tunic here on the cover. And there are, what is in here? There's lots of shawls. There's a pair of socks. There's a cowl. Sweaters, of course, and cardigans and vests and stuff. But the first thing I really want to make, which is, well, I really like the community tunic. Like I said before, it's a sweater from the cover. But I think the first thing I might knit is the Evolve shawl, which is a shawl knit out of 3 colors that could fade into each other or just be completely different. So yeah, check it out. Interpretations book number 6. I'm really, really excited about that. Now for the things that I got at the Nadelstiche, which I went to for the 5th time, I think. And I have to say, I'm quite disappointed. It used to be a lot more, you know, more booths and more lovingly put together. So I went there because my friends had a booth there. And I mean, you know, when your friends have a booth at a fair, you go. So I did. And of course, I ended up with another bag from my friend Uschi from Fadenmacht. It's the same style than the bag I showed you. She has her little labels. They look like this. And I just really like this fabric. It is super fun. So I got this bag from my friend. I did not get yarn from my other friends because there were fiber from my friend Barbara from Almrausch Wolle, and there was yarn from my friend Sandra from Kunterbunte Wolle. But I decided not to get any of those because, you know, I have a full drawer of their stuff and I just don't really need more yarn ever. But this, of course, didn't keep me from buying yarn at that fair. There was a booth from Alte Künste, and my nose is stuffing up right now. I'm not sure what's going on. My voice just might super Kermity. And she does plant dyeing for everything. And I got 3 skeins of this yarn. The colorway is called Ruby, and it is a 75 wool, 15 silk, and 10% linen blend. And I just like that color a lot. It is not as red. It is more pinkish in real life than it shows up. But yeah, I just really like that color. So I got these 3 skeins to knit a cardigan of some sort. And that's the yarn. I also got a pattern for a bag because I really like it. You can do it as a satchel, you know, just a messenger bag styly thing, or as a rucksack, backpack. And then I got a bit of fabric, not a lot. I didn't get a lot of stuff there this year. So I went with him and he wanted to have stuff. So I got a meter of this fabric to make him, he said he wanted to have pants for around the house. So I'm probably going to make him 2 pairs of pants and a sweater. And it could, you know, double as pajamas. I'm either going to make him pajamas or just, you know, normal stuff. And he also decided on this pack of fabric for a sweater. It is this is a space yarn. It's space fabric with matching ribbing fabric and matching solid fabric. So yeah. It's 1/2 meter of the 2 fabrics and 30 centimeters of the ribbing. So I can make lots of stuff with that as well. Because Tim is still like quite small. I mean, he's very tall for his age, but he's small enough that I can get away with using 1/2 meter of fabric. Then also Tim, I have to stand up for this. He saw this panel and he really wanted it. So I'm going to show you the first half first. It's this castle. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. And I am going to make a quilt top out of this because what else will I make with it? I could make a wall hanging, but yeah, he wanted it and I couldn't say no. So I got it for him. I'm going to make something for him out of this. And then one more fabric that I got for myself is this one here that I'm probably going to use for project bags of some sort. I'm not sure yet if I will cut up the fabric and, you know, use just one of the girls for each bag or just, you know, make like 4 bags out of this and use it all up. But I think these are super cute. So I got these and that's the fabric. That's all I got. Except for this. This is a pack of magnets. And it is supposed to go on your fabric shears. So you can have the magnet go along your pattern piece. And the magnets are 5 millimeters, 10 millimeters, 15 and 20. So you have your seam allowance. You know, you put it on your scissors. There goes the magnet. And then you cut with the magnet touching the pattern piece and you have your seam allowance included automatically. That's why I got these. They're going to go here. So that is the things that I got at the local fair. And like I said, I was very disappointed in it. It wasn't as amazing as it was 2 years ago, for instance. The best thing about it was my friend's booth, and it looked beautiful. If you want to see it, go on my Instagram. I do have pictures up of what they made, and it's beautiful. Okay. Reading, listening, watching. I started reading Outlander. I talked about it last time, how I thought about starting it, and I did. I got the English version. I got a book bundle for the first 3 books that are in one book, which has like 3,000 pages or something like that. 2,200, I think it is. Because these books are long. And I started reading the first one in English this time. I'm really enjoying it more in English than I did in German. And I am at the point before the boar hunt. If you've read the books, you know what I'm talking about. If not, this is not going to tell you a lot. So I think I'm right before that happens. So not that far in. But I started on the flight to EYF and I read a bit over there. And I have not read since I came back home because I was listening to audiobooks, which brings me to listening. I finished ACOTAR, which is the A Court of Thorns and Roses, and my least favorite book in the series. At least the first 2/3. The last third is good. And after I finished that, I immediately started listening to the A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the second book. And that's my favorite in the whole trilogy. Because Farah, who is the main character, finally finds herself, you know? And that just resonates with me. I still sometimes want to punch her because she does just stupid stuff. But yeah, that's what I really like. And I'm listening to that all the time. I haven't even watched stuff, you know. I just wanted to listen to my audiobook. And knit on my Soldotna Crop top. But for watching, like I said, I didn't watch anything, but I really want to start rewatching True Blood. And I don't know why. I watched the first, I think, 4 or 5 seasons. I've never watched season 6 and 7. But I really want to restart because I loved them. And I love the books. I read all of the books except for the last one because I got spoiled and I knew who Suki will end up with. And I disagree strongly with that decision. So I've decided not to. I just don't want to read the last book. Because it's just not what should have. Words are hard. It's not what should have happened. So I'm not happy with that. Where's the thing that I should show next? Did I bring it? I have something for sewing, actually, which is the next thing that will come here now. I thought I brought it down. I didn't. Well, I'm stupid. Okay. I do have something for sewing. It's a big, big bag that I made that I didn't bring. I'm going to have to show you a picture on my phone because, yeah, I wanted to get everything ready and somehow I forgot. So yesterday, I'm in sewing now because I didn't watch anything. I want to watch True Blood because I loved it. And so yeah, that's going to happen. But for sewing, which is what should happen now, I made a very big bag. So this bag here. I made this bag yesterday and it is gigantic. I have my festival bag here. So this is the bag that I usually take to festivals with me, and the bag I made is not quite as deep. It goes probably to here, but it is wider. So it will hold a lot more than this. And I just put it together. I did the handles out of needle cord. I did a normal quilt binding at the top because I decided I didn't want to have a zipper. And the fabric for the lining, which you can't see at all, is a gradient fabric that I had leftovers here somewhere. Just forget about it. I made a big bag yesterday and it turned out quite nice. Go on Instagram to check it out. I have no idea where I put it. I was so sure I brought it downstairs, but it's not somewhere around me, so I probably didn't bring it after all. Okay. Everything else then. There is a VKN tomorrow night. Tomorrow is the 30th of March, and the VKN will start at 9 p.m. GMT +1. That is my time zone. And we have not switched to summertime yet. We will this weekend. But if you have switched already, you know, our time zones are 1 hour off than they usually are. So just so you know, keep that in mind. I will, like I always do, pop up a link in the Ravelry group. If you want to join the VKN, click on that link and you've joined. That's all you have to do. And also for everything else, I usually do a little bit of mental health talk or health talk in general. And this time, all I wrote down was mental spring cleaning. Because it is spring over here. And spring cleaning is something that a lot of people do. I don't, because I hate to clean. But I feel like spring gives me an opportunity to reevaluate who I am. you know? And also, this week, I finally found an explanation why I've been sick so much over the last year. People have been concerned, for my general health because I have a cold all the time. And I think finally this week I've found the reason for it, because last year in the end of February, before I left for EYF, I managed to get the actual influenza, not just a cold, but actual real influenza. And that just knocked me out. I was so sick. And I remembered this week that last year when I went to the doctor, he told me that having influenza is not an easy thing for the body, and it would take most people like a year to recover and to get back to their strength. And that's exactly what's happening to me. I've had influenza, and ever since I've been sick all the time because my body still isn't back to its strength. So I hope that this time will be over soon, because it sucks. But it is an explanation and it makes a lot of sense. So that's what I realized this week. And for the mental spring cleaning thing, when I went to EYF and reading Outlander and listening to ACOTAR made me realize that I am okay the way I am. And I don't really know how all these things work together, but in ACOTAR and also in the Outlander books, you have a very strong female character who doesn't really give a shit about what she looks like, and she's just a strong person. And I'm not a strong person. Let's not kid each other. I'm not. But I am just okay the way I am, I'm not perfect, but I mean, perfection is boring, so who wants to be perfect? And I decided for myself that I will not let what I think other people want to see in me, make me want to be that person I think others want me to be. Because fuck others. I mean, the only person I have to take into consideration when it comes to what I want to be is myself, and no one else. And the people who matter most, they just don't care. The people who matter most, my husband and my son, and they love me unconditionally just the way I am. So why would I change anything? Am I a bit miffed about the wobbly midriff of my body? Yeah, I am. Am I going to do anything about it? No. Because this is who I am, I made a person. I grew a person in my body, and I have the signs to show it. Why would I erase that? Would it be nice to be super flat and just, have the body back that I had when I was 22? Would be, sure. But I'm not 22 anymore. I'm 35. And I think that my life is not long enough to be someone I'm not. I am who I am. I hate exercise. I love food. That's, it's a bad combination for having a perfect body. And I'm just okay with that now. I have decided for myself that I will not tear myself down trying to be someone I'm just not. And I think that mindset will get me a long way, because this is who I am. And that is what I meant when I said mental spring cleaning. I just went into my head and said, you know what? All of the shit in here needs to go. You need to let go of the I'm not thin enough. My breasts aren't big enough. My ass is too big. Who cares? No one cares. If you walk around in town, do you look at other people all the time and think to yourself, oh, wow, she has big calves? Or, my God, this is a skinny girl. Or, ooh, look at her. No, you don't. I don't. If you do, that makes you a horrible person, by the way. I don't do that. I don't care about what people look like. I care about what they do, and I realized that I apply that rule to everyone but myself, and that can't be healthy. So I'm trying really hard now to just be nice to myself for a bit, not tear myself down all the time for not being someone else. I don't fit in a square box. I'm a Tracy shape. If you have a Tracy shape box for me, perfect. If you have a round shape or a triangle shape, I will not fit, and I don't care. I'm done. I'm done trying to be someone I'm not. So yeah, that was a long speech, wasn't it? I'm sorry, but yeah, I needed to get this out, and I think that some of you needed to hear it as well. You are you, I am me, and everything's fine. Unless, of course, you're an asshole. Then you should start trying to change into being a nice person, But that's choice for most people. So choose to be nice and choose to be nice to yourself. I think that's a good thing to do. And now I'm going to stop talking because I've talked a lot and I really need coffee now. So I hope to be back next week with a new podcast episode. I hope to have my Soldotna done by the end of the weekend. Keep your fingers crossed for me, please. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful time. Enjoy everything you do. Bye.